Good team win by our guys. Kleck gave us 4 innings. He wasn't as sharp as normally is, but I think the additional rest, sometimes you can maybe lose feel a little bit there at the beginning, but he got us out of some big jams there early on and was able to get us through 4. Penn picked him up and threw the ball outstanding for 3 innings. The rest of the bullpen, Fitzy and Bucks and Obi did a great job there in the back half. Offensively, took advantage of some miscues, and obviously a couple of big hits, big blows as well. Smaldino, and then of course this guy, Landon Hairston with a couple of home runs there. Matt Polk added on a home run late. So all around good effort by our guys. Super proud of them. Just a fun team to be a part of right now.
And we'll open it up for questions, and Andrew, you can go first.
Landon Andrew Hazlett with the echo from the Buttes, now the home run single season leader at ASU. How does it feel?
Feels amazing. I mean, to be a part of something in such a storied program, it means the world to me. Yeah, there's no words to describe it.
Go ahead.
For you, really, Jacob Fredericks, WCSN. What was just the feeling going through your head when you hit the ball? You knew it was gone. Obviously, the celebration around the bases. What was just going through your head at that moment?
I mean, it was a big weight off my shoulders, that's for sure. But yeah, just super excited. I knew right when I left the bat that it was going, and yeah, it's no better feeling in the world when you square up a ball like that and you know it's gone. So yeah, super excited.
I guess kind of going off that, on Tuesday, I believe it was, you said how getting 27 was kind of a monkey off the back for you. I mean, how did finally breaking the record feel? Does it kind of added to kind of take that pressure off?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, now it's just go out and play, give your all, and you're not worrying about external things anymore. What's done is done, and now it's just focus on going one at bat at a time.
Big Sun Source coach, you got 7 of your 9 hitters, 4 with multi-hit games. What is an offensive performance like this do for you guys as you try to build some momentum heading into late May?
Oh, I think that's what we're capable of. Obviously, there were some defensive miscues that we took advantage of, but was really impressed. We did a really good job on the bases, taking extra bases tonight, and taking advantage of those type of things. Again, we swung the bats decent as well. Just continue to keep our head down and play the best baseball we can this time of year. And, guys are going to step up and have big time performances. And, these 2 guys to my right are examples of that tonight. So the great thing about our team is that it's not always the same guys every night. It's somebody different, and everyone's contributing. So when you have an offense 1 through 9 that everyone's contributing, it makes this awful dangerous.
Kind of a follow-up to that. A lot of your damage was done with 2 outs. How have you seen the situational hitting improve over the last couple games?
That's something that early on was an issue, and our guys have done a great job really locking in mentally more than anything else, and trying to get pitches that we're looking for and not do too much, take what they give us. And a couple of really big 2-out hits tonight. Matt Polk had a big one. Briggsy I think had one as well. But our guys were Smaldino had the 2-run homer there. So a lot of guys are contributing in big situations, and we start continuing to do that. It's going to be a fun ride.
Andrew.
For Taylor, 3 scoreless innings out of the pen tonight. You went from bullpen starter back to bullpen. What's been that transition like, being successful on pretty much all 3 of your roles?
Just having a good routine, really, and just knowing whenever Willie puts me in the game, just to contribute, fill it up, let your defense work. I feel like when the defense is in the game, it kind of affects the offense as well, so you're not watching somebody walk the whole time. But yeah, just whenever I get a chance to pitch, it's a blessing being able to pitch anytime, starting or relieving.
Coach, Kobe Bronski and House Sparky. You're a Sun Devil through and through. Played here, coached here now. What is it like witnessing Landon's record?
I don't know if I can really put it into words, just from a standpoint of we all know the history at Arizona State and the amount of players that have come through here with the 118 major leaguers, and a lot of them are very storied and household name type guys. And a lot of them had phenomenal careers as players at ASU and gone on and had huge careers in the major leagues. And so for this young man to be on top of that mountain, I mean, that's pretty damn special, man. I mean, that's it's amazing, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity to coach him, recruit him, get him here, coach him, and then have him, essentially be the cornerstone of a very good offense for us, and do what he's doing, and just super proud of the way he's handled, the attention, for lack of a better term. He's done a great job with just staying even keel. Everyone was anticipating him breaking this record. And there was a few weeks there where he didn't get homers, but I've said it all along, and he may get mad at me for this, but he's not a home run hitter. He's just a flat out pure hitter that happens to hit home runs. And to me, that's a compliment. Don't get upset with me. But it's not, he's just an all around pure hitter. So even though that stretch where he wasn't quote unquote getting all of his homers, he was still getting his hits. He was still getting on base. He was still being a catalyst for our offense. To me, that's just a sign of a great hitter and a great player. So for now him to stand alone on top of that mountain is pretty damn special.
We go to George.
Coach, kind of not going off that, but Matt Polk, obviously 3 hits tonight, homer, 2 RBIs. That's a guy who's played in 7 SEC tournament games. A lot of experience comes with it. How important are guys like Matt Polk, even Cole Klecker got out of some big jams, showed his experience there. Those guys going to be towards this tournament run?
That's important, and Polky is, he sat and waited his turn a lot of this year, and when he got that opportunity, he has not relinquished it. He just continues to grind. And the reason he's in there, he plays a little chip on his shoulder. He's got an edge. He's got something to prove. And to your point, he's been at a big time program. He's experienced the postseason. So that's all those things are why he's in there, and he continues to come through in big moments and continues to be a spark for us. So he's done a great job at it, and extremely happy for him.
Over here.
Landon, you talked about on Tuesday what it's meant to support and just do what you've done for your hometown team. What does it mean to break the record in front of a hometown crowd in the same state that you've grown up in your whole life?
Yeah, it's awesome. I don't know if you guys saw it. My big part of my family was there today, so that's a huge advantage, playing for your hometown team, having your family at every game. I know this isn't Moody, but it's pretty close. So yeah, having my family, my friends, people I grew up with at these type of games is special.
Yeah, you talked about, Coach, you talked about Klecker, maybe a little bit of rust. What does it mean to have a guy like Taylor Penn who's been in the bullpen, started games for you, to just be pretty consistent in all of those roles, and then come in today and give you three good innings to kind of get you through that with your offense now getting going?
It's extremely valuable to have a guy like T-Penn that he epitomizes the word just out-hitter. You can plug him in if a guy can't get out of the first inning out of a start, you can plug him in. You can start him, obviously. You can put him in the back end when you need outs and need strikes. Just a guy that you can count on to be ready at all times. And for me, the biggest thing is the dude just comes in and pounds the strike zone, throws a lot of strikes. And there's times in a game where it's like we got to get this game going and the momentum going and get the opposing team's bats going and swinging. So that just sets us up, and it gets us off the field quickly to get our offense back to work. And having a guy like him is extremely valuable, and the fact that he checks his ego at the door every day, right? He could be squawking that I want to be a star. I've never heard that out of his mouth once this year. He's like, dude, just give me the rock whenever you need me to. Always wants the ball, right? He'll probably be hounding me tomorrow for the ball at some point. And I can't say enough about how valuable it is to have someone like that on your staff.
Coach Bob McManaman, Republic, thoughts on tomorrow night's opponent, and can you tell us who you're going to roll out there as your starter?
Obviously West Virginia is. We had a dogfight at our place earlier in the year. They're extremely talented, good team. It was 2 heavyweights going at it at our place earlier in the year. They got us in that series. I anticipate it being a tough one again tomorrow. We're not 100% sure who we're going with tomorrow. Needed to get through this one first and see who we've used and see who's going to match up the best I need to talk to Cole Carlone, see if he's definitely an option to go tomorrow. Jaden Alba, Colby Guy, those are kind of who we're debating on if we want to throw Cole tomorrow. I need to triple check with him and make sure he feels great. He's been feeling outstanding all week, so would like to get him back out there, but again, I want to make sure with him, and if not, we have Colby and Jaden Alba that are ready and in the queue, ready to go. So after this, we'll go hammer that out and talk with him and see where we're at.
Coach Jamie Plunkett, 24/7 Sports. You mentioned the dependable depth that you have on the roster this year. Can you just tell us a little bit about how you went about accruing that depth and then managing it once you had it on the roster?
I think Sam Peraza deserves a ton of credit for what, and our entire staff really. Just on the recruiting process last year, we lost a ton of guys to the draft, which is what we're doing year in and year out now, which is great that we're getting these guys exposure and developed and on to the next level. So that's the positive. The negative is we always got holes to fill. That's a lot of work by our staff. And again, Sammy runs point on that, and deserves the credit for being the point guy and bringing a lot of these guys in. But it's a lot of work. And we knew that in the past we've always seemed to be one guy short or a bat short or an arm short, and we wanted to make sure we had an abundance this year if we could afford to do it, and possibly again check our egos at the door. There's a lot of guys that are capable of starting that have had to wait their turn, and they've done a great job with that. So again, the depth is great, and we're lucky to have it because we've needed it throughout the year.
Speaking of new transfers, Dominic Spaldino, a 7th homer in as many games. How big has his bat been down the stretch for you guys?
He's been outstanding. Bumped him up in that 4 hole, and he's produced it like a cleanup hitter should. And he's on a bit of a heater right now. So we'll keep riding him, and he's really this second half of the year he's been outstanding.
What have you seen just in his growth from his plate discipline in these last couple of weeks too?
Just trusting the process, trusting the plan of attack, the approach, trying to stay out from below the zone. That's where he was getting in trouble early on in the year, is chasing below the zone, and when he gets the ball up in his area, he does damage. It's been fun to watch.
Jordan.
It felt like in those early innings, the Cincinnati dugout was trying to be the noisemaker kind of the whole game, but by the end of the game, it was the crowd that was really, really shining through. How big did you feel like the crowd effect had on this game, being feeling of somewhat of a home game?
Well, I mean, people say what they want about Cincinnati, and bottom line, they're very well coached, and those kids are into the game, right? And that's what you want in college baseball. You want your team rallied and supporting each other and into the game, and we've played against them 4 times now, 3 times last year, and now this one, and their guys are locked into the game. They're a classy program. I have to give a shout out to their starter, Nathan Taylor, for Landon's home run ball. He was the guy responsible for going to get that ball for him because he knew what was going on. So they're just a classy program. They're very well coached, and have nothing but respect for them. So, but at the end of the day, it was great to have our home fans here and supporting us. And you could feel the energy in the stadium. It was big.
Andrew.
Coach, last year, Landon hit his first home run against Cincinnati in that Sunday game, and now the next time he faces Cincinnati, he breaks the record. How much has he grown since that game against Cincinnati?
Well, again, I've said it. I think just the year older, the year more mature, a little bit stronger physically, and just a year experienced and better. And we talked a lot last year, and I mentioned this several times. Jacob Tobias and all those guys last year would always rib Landon about not hitting homers, and I'm like, just stop listening to those guys and just hit, right? Your homer is going to come, I promise. And I don't know if he's listened to me or not. You can ask him, but the year older and the year stronger and all that stuff, and the experience is, again, just a pure hitter, right? And the home runs will happen as a result, and I think the proof's in the pudding with that. So he's done a great job with it.
Now I gotta ask you, Landon, did you listen to your coach? coach?
I mean, yeah, in some ways. There were some changes I made in the off season, and they kind of happened naturally. But just being more aggressive the right way instead of trying to dip and drive. Times last year I tried to do that and just roll over to first base a bunch. So trying to eliminate that as much as possible. And yeah, just hit the ball hard.
Any other questions? All right, gentlemen, thank you. We'll see you later